Salutations and welcome to the farm and welcome to my craft room. My name is Alicia with Country Mama Musings and we're up in my craft room here today in my 1902 farmhouse and we're working on our next block for our Heirloom Afghan crochet along. This is block number 27, so week 27, and look at this beautiful block. Look at this, it's called the block and offset shells block. Isn't that pretty? Look at all of these little pretty shells and these beautiful blocks. Now we haven't put the edging on it yet, so once we get the edging on, this will square out and it'll be a beautiful square to add to our Heirloom Afghan. So if you're ready, let's get started. Get color B, whatever you've designated as color B, a size H crochet hook, and a pair of scissors, and let's get started. Okay, so let's get started for block 27, the block and offset shell stitch. We're going to start with color B, whatever you have designated as color B for your Afghan. Mine is gray, and we're also going to use our size H crochet hook. We're going to start with a simple slip knot. Go ahead and get that started and get that slip knot onto your hook. And we're going to start by chaining 26 loosely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 25, and 26. So here we have our beginning chain of 26 for block 27. Let's move right on to row 1, shall we? For row 1, we're going to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook and in the next 2 chains. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our 4th chain from the hook. We're going to place a double crochet in there. And we're going to place a double crochet in the next 2 chains. So in this chain here is a double crochet. If I can get that yarn to go over there. There's that one. And then we're going to go right to the very next chain and place a double crochet in that chain. So we've completed 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. All of these chains that we skipped right here, I bet you that's going to count as a double crochet later. So don't forget that. We're going to skip the next 2 chains. We're skipping 1, skipping 2, and we're going to place 5 double crochet right here in this very next stitch. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 double crochet just in that one chain. That takes up a lot of real estate. So there's our 5 double crochet in that one chain. Now we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. We're going to skip the next 3 chains. So skip 1, 2, 3. We're skipping those 3 right there. And we're going to double crochet in the next 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're placing 1 double crochet in each of the next 4 chains after we skip 3. So skip 1, 2, 3. We're going to place a double crochet here. There's 1. A double crochet in the next chain. There's 2. A double crochet in the next chain. There's 3. And a double crochet in the next chain. There's 4. We're going to repeat that pattern. What we're going to do is we're going to skip the next 2, just as we did before. We're going to skip 2 chains, and we're going to place 5 double crochet in the very next chain. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to skip the next 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 4 double crochets, 1 in each of the next 4 chains. So here's 1 double crochet here, one double crochet in the next chain, 1 double crochet in the next chain. That makes 3 of them. And right here in our very last chain, we're going to place that 4th double crochet right there. So let's take a look at row 1 for our block. So what we have is we have a series of 4 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go right into our shell of 5 double crochets that create that shell. Chain 2. We have 4 double crochets again. Our shell of 5 double crochets, chain 2, and we're ending with a series of 4 double crochet. So we are in balance as we work across this block. So let's move on to row 2. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to turn our work. We're going to double crochet in the next 3 double crochet. The next, not the first 3, the next 3. So don't double crochet in this stitch right here. We're going to double crochet in the next 3. So 1, 2, 3 right here. So here's 1 double crochet in this stitch, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and 1 double crochet in the next stitch. There we go. So we're still ending up with our 4 double crochet because this chain up 3 is going to count as our double crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, just as we do in this row here. So we'll have some continuity as we go. Now we're going to place 5 double crochet in the next double crochet. Don't worry about this chain 2 space. We're going to skip right over that chain 2 space. We're going to go to this double crochet right here. We're going to place 5 double crochet in here. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to skip the next 4 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're skipping those. We're going to double crochet in the next 4 double crochets. So starting right here, we're placing a double crochet. So there's 1. In the next one, we're placing a double crochet. There's 2. In the next one, we're placing a double crochet. There's 3. And in the next one, we're placing a double crochet. There's 4. So you can see that our shells are going to be off-centered. They're going to zigzag back and forth as we work this block, but we're always going to have 4 double crochet of a block on top of each other as the rows go. We're going to skip over this chain 2 space right here, and we're going to place 5 double crochet in the next double crochet, which is this one right here. So in this double crochet, make sure you get both the front loop and the back loop when you put your hook through that stitch. So here's 1, 2, they're all going in the same stitch, 3, 4, and 5. So there's our shell. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to skip the next 4 double crochets. So skipping 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to place a double crochet in the very next stitch right here. We're going to place a double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. And since this chain here counts as a double crochet, we're going to place a double crochet in the very top of this chain here. And this will give us the 4 double crochet that we need to keep this block symmetrical. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. We need 4 here. So let's look at our block. You can see how week 27 has gotten its name. It's the block and offset shell stitch. So we have series of blocks and we have series of shells that are going to be offset, and they're going to be offset as they go up on our pattern here. So a block of 4 offset shells, a block of 4 offset shells, and a block of 4. Now what's really nice about this pattern is now that we have our first 2 rows established, we only have to repeat row 2 again over and over until our block is the size that we need it to be, approximately 7 inches square. So let's move on to the next row. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to turn our work. We're going to place a double crochet in each of the next 3 double crochet. You know, if our pattern said to place a double crochet in the first 3 double crochets, we would place a double crochet here, right here in this very first stitch. 1, 2, 3. But then our pattern would be off. Our pattern says to place double crochets in the next 3 double crochets. This chain 3 counts as a double crochet, and it counts as though it's already in this first stitch. So make sure you don't place your stitches in the first stitch. You want to place your 3 double crochets in the next 3 stitches. So this is our first stitch. We're not working in it. We're going to work in the next stitch right here. We're going to place a double crochet and a double crochet in the next stitch and a double crochet in the next stitch. So here we have a double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches right here. Moving on, now we're going to work our shell. We're going to skip over this chain 2 space. We're going to go to our first double crochet right here, and we're going to work our shell. We're going to place 5 double crochet in this first stitch of our shell, making sure when we put our hook through that we get both the front loop and the back loop. We're going to complete 5 double crochet. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to skip the next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to place a double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches after that. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. And that creates our block. Moving to create our next shell, we're going to skip over this chain 2 space, and we're going to place 5 double crochet in the next double crochet right here. It's the beginning of this shell right here. 5 double crochet. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to chain 2. Always chain 2 at the end of the shell. Skip 4 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into the very next stitch here. We'll place a double crochet because we want a block of 4 now. So there's 1. Go into the next stitch, a double crochet. There's 2. Go into the next stitch, a double crochet. There's 3. And in this chain 3 up that counts as a double crochet, we're going to place a double crochet in this chain up as well. And there's 4. So let's take a look at this next row so we can see how things are starting to come together. You can see we have our blocks of 4 and our shells, and now you can really see how they're starting to go up and zigzag back and forth as they're offset. So go ahead and repeat row 2 several more times until your block is approximately 7 inches square. I will meet up with you when I think I'm on my last row. We'll measure it up against one of our prior blocks and we'll see where we are. So keep doing row 2 and I'll meet up with you once we have almost 7 inches square on our block. And a double crochet right here at the top of our chain 3. All right. I've completed several rows of row 2 back and forth. Look at all these beautiful shells and the blocks. And I know I'm getting really close to being where I need this block to be size-wise. So let's grab a prior block. We'll lay it on top and see where we're at. I have the block here from week 25. I don't have the edging on it yet. Let's go ahead and lay this block on top and see where we are. Laying it up relatively closely here at the bottom and then seeing here, I'm guessing I should be able to complete this block with one more row 2 back and forth, and then I'll be ready for my edging. So let's go ahead, we'll get rid of week 25 here and move this out of the way. Let's do one more row together. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Turning our work and completing a double crochet in each of the next 3 double crochets. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Skipping over this chain 2 space, we're going to place 5 double crochet in our next stitch. Here's 1, 2, let me get more yarn, 3, 4, and 5. And at the end of each shell, we chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to start putting our block together with a double crochet right here in the very next stitch. Here's 1. And we're going to do this 4 times. So here's 2, 3, and 4. And that creates our block. Skipping over our chain 2 space, we're going to place 5 double crochet in the very next stitch, creating another shell. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. At the end of every shell, we chain 2, 1, 2. We skip 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to go ahead and create another block of 4. So here's 1 in the very next stitch, 2 in the very next stitch, 3. And in our chain 3 that counts as a double crochet, we're going to go ahead and place a double crochet, and that counts as 4. All right, let's see where we're at. Let's grab our block again. Okay, let's see where we're at now that we've completed one more row. Almost. I need one more row. One more row, and then I'll be ready for wrapping this up. I'll be right back. Let me get one more row on here. And one last one there. And that's it. That's our final row for this block. Look at those pretty shells and those pretty blocks. This is a really beautiful pattern. Now, if you'd like to make a larger blanket or a larger piece of work with this, just keep in mind that your beginning chain should be in a multiple of 10 plus 6, and then you can make this any size that you like. Now, don't finish off when you get to this stage right here, because you're going to use this same color to do round 1 of your edging. I'll make sure that I put a link to the tutorial and iCard right up above so that you can have that to do your edging. So round 1 of edging will be in the same color, and then you'll finish off, and then you'll complete round 2 of the edging. So that's it for now. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off and place it in the pile. Oh, you know what? I've got one more thing to do. I almost forgot. What you want to do now is you want to go ahead and get yourself a little tag. Mark on the tag week 27. This is the block and offset shell stitch, and go ahead and affix that to your block once you're done, and then set it aside, and you'll be all ready when it comes time to put these together. Everything will be identified and you'll know what block is what, and that is so important. So for now, that's all from the craft room. I thank you so much for joining me here on the farm today. Until I see you next time for week 28, the boxed shell stitch. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.